Hello everyone and welcome back. In this lecture we'll look at the keys argument in series and data frames. Let's start by creating a few series objects. So I'll save the first one in a variable called ss3. So we'll use pandas series method pd.series and I'll pass a list of numbers. Let's say 0, 10, 20 and 30. So if I call my series 3 object, I have index and values. Let's create another series object and store it in a variable called ss4. So pd.series and I'll pass a list of numbers. Let's say 0, 10, 20 and 30. Let's create one more series object and I'll save that in ss5 variable pd.series. Let's pass a list of numbers 0, 10, let's say 40 and 50. So if I call my series 4 object, I have that. Now let's concatenate our 3 series objects by using pandas concat method. So pd.concat, and then we simply pass them as a list. Let's say ss. Let's concatenate ss3 and ss4. Let's run it. So it will give us this 0, 1, 2, 3. That's from ss3 and 0, 1, 2, 3. That's from ss4. Let me change this to ss5 so that you can see the difference. Right? 0, 1, 2, 3 from ss3 and these are from ss5. And we can concatenate this along axis is equal to 1. We have 0 and 1. And let's concatenate our three series objects now. ss3, ss4 and ss5. Let's run it. So here we have our ss3, ss4 and then ss5 series objects and our indexes. Remember, by default, if we don't give our series any name, the column names will be 0, 1, 2 and so on. But however, let's say this is, let's pass a name argument and name it series 5 for instance. Run the cell again, and if we run this again we have the column name as series 5. And we can use, now we'll use the keys argument to override all of this existing column names. That's how we can use the key argument in concatenating our series objects. Let's do that. So pd.concat, and we'll pass our 3 series objects, series 3, 4 and 5. We'll be concatenating them along axis is equal to 1, and we'll pass the keys argument, and then we pass whatever name we want. Let's say first column second column, and then last column. You can give it any name you want, it doesn't matter. So if we run this, now I have first column, second column, and last column as the column names. So we can use the keys argument to override the existing column names of each series. Next, let's look at how we can use the keys argument on data frames. So I'll be calling the data frames that we created in previous lectures. So I have data frame 1, looks like that. Data frame 2, we have data frame 2 here, and then data frame 3. So what I will do is concatenate these 3 data frames. Let's do that first. So pd.concat, and we pass our 3 data frames as a list: data frame 1, data frame 2, and data frame 3. Let's run this. So here we have our 4 columns A, B, C, and D, and 12 rows. So the first four are from data frame 1, the next 4 are from data frame 2, and the last 4 are from data frame 3. And we can pass a keys argument. So here we can pass keys, and then we set that to be, we can set that to be equal to whatever key we want. For instance, let's say first, second, and last. So what this will do is it will set the first 4 rows. We'll have this additional index called first, and then the middle 4 rows will have this second index, and the last 4 rows will have this last key name as an index. Let me run it and show you. So here we see first for the first 4 rows, last for the last 4 rows. That's how we can use the keys argument to separate the individual data frames. So we can get this as a chunk, right? And we can do the same thing by passing a dictionary. So instead of using this keys argument, we can create a dictionary to correlate the data frames to those values, in this case first, second, and last. Let's do that. So we create a dictionary, and then we pass key and value combo. In our case, I'll set key 1 to be equal to first, and then value 1 will be our first data frame 1, and then key 2 will be second, and then value 2 will be our second data frame. And finally we can pass last as key 3, and then data frame 3 as our value 3. And let's save this in a variable called dictionary key. You can save this in any variable if you want. And then now we can say pd.concat, then we pass our dictionary object, dictionary underscore key. Run it. We get the same result, right? First, last, and second. So this one came from the first data frame. This middle part came from the last data frame, which is data frame 3. And this part came from data frame 2. And remember, dictionaries don't obey any order. And let's see one more example. Let's say I want to grab only these two sections, first and last. How can we do that? We can simply say pd.concat, and then we pass our dictionary key object that we created. Dictionary key, and then we can pass the keys parameter, and then pass what we want to get, in this case first and last, and run it. So we get only the first and last data frames concatenated together. Okay, so this is what I wanted to cover in this lecture. We saw how we can use the keys argument in series and data frames. Thank you everyone, and I'll see you at the next lecture.